Another one of my little post-it notes I've written in the middle of the night is eye rolls, heart plug pulled out, the disconnect. You know when you're trying to tell somebody something or share something that matters to you, whether it's a colleague or family, friends, whoever, and they roll their eyes. It's a sign that they've gone, that your credibility and it's like when you pull a plug out, they have lost interest. There's a disconnection. And that'll be fueled by, they might disagree with you, you might be going on too long, you might have hit a sore spot, for whatever reason, they're awkward with the intimacy, whatever. And you might have people in your life, I've been one of them, but when you compliment them, they roll their eyes. And a rolling of the eyes means my heart's not in it, I'm not receiving. Because we know when people are really, really listening, they get up and they move forward and they connect and they look and they listen. But when they're not, they sort of roll their eyes and they pull back, they disconnect. And so it's worthwhile just monitoring eye rolling in your life. If you do it, when you do it, and knowing why you do it. Because it's usually a passive-aggressive act towards yourself or towards the other party. And, my vlogs are all about womaning up. And we can't ask men to man up if we don't woman up. And if we roll our eyes when our man or our kids or our friends talk to us, we lose their respect. It's an act of disrespect. Even when they're complimenting us and we roll our eyes, it's basically, they're giving us a gift and you're saying, don't want it, don't want it. Some of the hardest, work I've had to do in recovery is receiving and saying thank you, as awkward as it is. And Mr. Delicious, my husband, who obviously talks fluent male, I know he's educated me in a lot of things around communicating with males. And my boys were very young men. They're now 25 and 27, but I think they were teenagers anyway. They were both still at school when he came into their life 11 years ago. I'm shit at maths, that's why I didn't do the maths. But anyway, you can do it. Anyway, he would say to me, he would say to me, Cynthia, watch for the eye rolls. And when they roll their eyes, you're talking for too long, or they're awkward, or it's enough. They can't take any more in. And we all know, that the female's capacity for vocab is far more robust. Women say a lot more words in a day, and it's not about what's right or wrong. It's just the nature of the species. And, the female is programmed to left and right brain and flicker. And for males, when, we're talking, look, and sometimes it's a female who's more in a masculine. Sometimes it's a male that's more in his feminine. So it's not gender specific. But I know I'm using a broad brush stroke when I say, for males and females here. But when a person is in their masculine and they're very much in trying to think about the facts and work out what actions to take, they have trouble just sitting with a feeling. They're listening for facts first and feeling second. Whereas a female can flicker from fact to feeling a lot more fluently because she has to be able to move from left and right hemispheres because her brain has to be a lot more agile that way because she's a nester and she has to listen for those and sensory cues from a child before they're pre-verbal on what to do and how to be and all that sort of stuff. And so a male won't pace a female in taking in emotional content. They're just not structured to do that. And us women are often unfair because we talk and, God, I'm bloody my own homework here. I know it, Sometimes we've got to try and, when we can, speak less and allow them time to process and digest. And sometimes for males, they need to listen more and allow us time to talk. And therein lays the dance of intimacy. But just check on that eye rolling. And when the other person eye rolls and disconnects, you've lost them. And, it's not about shaming them or shaming you. When you roll your eyes, have a look at why you disconnect. Did someone just compliment you? Did somebody just say a word that triggers some old cactus wounding from you, from your heart? Is that a word you've been abused or violated with? Or has somebody asked you to be emotionally present and you feel awkward? Or has somebody insulted you? if somebody insults you, we can disconnect an eye roll, which is the passive aggressive way, or we can woman up and man up and go, excuse me, I'm not okay with that. Draw a boundary. This is a line where you finish and I begin, and that behaviour is not okay with me. So we need to address it. Easier said than done.